The next thing we decided to upgrade is to have a throwable ring and attach it to the boat so that should one of us happen to fall over, the other one would be able to have a ring that you can actually throw with accuracy, and we'll have a line attached to it, and then that way we stand a better chance of actually being able to rescue whoever just fell overboard. The most popular type of ring you see are the horseshoe ring. The problem with the horseshoe ring is they're very difficult to throw. The ring that we have here, you can throw like a frisbee for a long distance, and it's far safer than and more accurate than a horseshoe ring. The other one you see is the life sling, and that's not really made to be a rescue thing. That's made to haul somebody back on board. So if you can't throw them more than maybe 5 or 10 feet, so they're really not valuable that way. But once you get somebody up along the side of the boat, that's where they come into their strength. Our concern is we need to get something thrown to the person that's in the water quickly, and that means that it has to be outside with the coil of line with it and be ready to throw at a moment's notice. Normally when we sail HideAway, there's just the two of us, so it's very important then that the person that's left on board has the time to tie the tiller off and perform the rescue. Now, the next thing we've got to talk about, Linda, is where do you want to put this? There's not a lot of room on a 23-foot boat to put anything, and that's a pretty good sized ring. So what do you think?
Well, since we have a motor and a ladder to consider, we need to be sure that we are not going to be interfering with the use of either of those. We normally board the boat near the ladder, and that means we're going to be needing that corner free. The only place that we can mount it is on a corner, so the opposite corner, that would be the port side corner in the rear. We're going to mount it, and
all right, that makes a lot of good sense. Let's see how much space this will really take up. Okay, if we mount it right here, then we've completely blocked the cleat. If we mount it back here, that might work. That might work because I can still operate the motor. Now the motor's generally about at that height. So I think that's probably going to be right, because we can pull the cord with the motor here. It's going to have to be on the stern.
looks like it.
All right.
Looks like it.
Let's. We did buy a mounting bracket for it, so let's see what that is. The reason why I bought this particular model was that it doesn't involve screwing anything into the boat itself. There's a compression fitting that grabs the rail, so this will be mounted here, and then that's where we can put our glass or wherever else we'd have to drill. Whoa, that's wrong. Well, can you show me? If you want to see how to do it wrong, this is how you do it wrong. If you notice, I didn't center the bracket, so I get it started all over. One of the other great advantages of having a boat on a trailer like this is, yeah, I dropped a screw, but it landed in the parking lot. It didn't land in the water.
We are ready to go and test our new life preserver ring. See you on the water.
Now, of course, we're doing this under fairly controlled situations. It's fairly choppy today.
Don't forget to mention that tying it to the cleat.
And yeah, one of the things you have to remember to do after you throw it is cleat it off, because at least on our situation, we don't have the line cleated to anything. So the first thing to do is to get the boat into the wind and stop the boat. The second thing is to throw that life preserver. The third thing is to tie it off. Okay, so you can see Linda's got the coil in her left hand, and she's going to throw with the right. Now we've deliberately left the bimini up because this is our most common way of sailing, and yeah, it's in the way, but we're going to have to learn how to do this with that caveat. So, okay, whenever you're ready, Linda. Well, that's really good. That's really good. And then you cleat it off real quick. That's not the entire line. I think we've got 50 feet of line on that. Any more, I think you could have a problem with it fouling on you. So, you know, this is about right. Now, the way we handle an emergency is not probably the way they taught you in class, where you make your figure eight and come back. What we plan to do is just head up into the wind and stop the boat. We may go into a safety position or just drift, but we want to get the boat stopped right away, and we want to be able to keep contact with the person in the water. Remember, there's only going to be usually just myself and Linda on board, so we don't want to lose sight of each other in this process. And the sailing of the boat is not as important as getting that life ring out there and beginning the process, and then we just deal with whatever happens after that. Well, we've been experimenting with trying to figure out the best way to throw that life ring, and more importantly, we've been trying to get some experience doing that. What do you think, Linda? How did it go?
Well, tossing it, I seem to get the same distance whether I tossed it holding the line that goes around the life ring, or whether I grabbed the hold of the ring itself and gave it a toss. The distance was about the same. I felt like I had a little more control when I grabbed the rope that goes around it. I could give it a little swing, and I didn't lose my balance as easily when I did that.
You think it's going to be an effective means of rescuing somebody?
Definitely, because just the fact that the line is going to be attached to the boat, the flotation device is out near the person you're trying to rescue. If you had to glance away, at least you would know where that ring is. It's going to be at the end of the line. And if you needed to maneuver the boat so that the ring got closer to the man overboard, you could maneuver the boat and the ring would still be in the water and be useful.
All right, so you feel that you had good control using the rope portion of it rather than grabbing it at the center of the circle there?
Yes, I liked using the rope that goes around the life ring better.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll never have to really use it for that. One of the things we noticed today that was really helpful, we took a swim since it's so hot, and we normally do trail a line when we're swimming out here in the bay, but it was really nice to have that life ring floating out there because we could grab onto it and steady ourselves while we were floating around with our noodles, I guess you'd call those things.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to get more use than we thought. In operation of the motor, I noticed it is a little bit in the way, but I think it's going to be all right. That's just something we're going to have to work on and just put up with, because it's too important to not be able to use that. Any other comments, Linda?
No, I do think it's going to be useful. It'll make me feel better as far as if Matt has to take care of something on the boat and does go overboard. We had a close call recently, and this will make me feel a little more secure in handling that.
Okay, this is the SV HideAway, Gulfport, Florida, signing off.